Fuck it. Okay, guys, I'm going to do the microphone. I got the new fancy microphone. For some reason, it's not working right now. So I'm just going to lead in. All right. Thank you for putting up with me because I do have some big ass news. So late Saturday, Britney Spears finally went into treatment. That can mean a lot of things. It can mean rehab. It can mean psychiatric care. It can mean AA, NA, you name it. I'm going to let you know exactly what I know. Now, you guys who follow me know I have been saying this ever since the DUI, that she was going into treatment. All right. Everyone wanted her to go. She kept saying, yes, I'll go, just to shut them up, and then would absolutely not go. A bunch of things happened. But the problem is this girl, hold on, let me put this up. This girl does not know how to take care of herself. She just doesn't, man. And she's got to learn. So right now she is in that process. Let's go back, shall we? Let's go to what started this all. And it wasn't the DUI, because between us, she's been driving under the influence for a little bit now. This is just the first time. March 4th was the only time that the cops caught her, and they caught her because they were alerted. All right. So she gets out of her conservatorship. Everyone's happy. Free Britney celebrates. Britney celebrates, and then she goes off her meds. She marries Sam. To be fair, Sam is a good guy. He's not a bad guy. He's not a money grubber. He left that freaking marriage with 2 cents and a Doberman. Literally. That is all. So she leaves, he leaves, they get a divorce, and she's left to her own devices. Now, Britney does not have that many friends. She's got some friends. 99% of them are on her payroll. Now, she also is very, very paranoid. She has trust issues. We understand that, don't we? You know, how could you not have trust issues? However, she was released from her conservatory looking like this, and now she looks like this, and the trouble started. She went immediately off her meds. There's been very disturbing behavior. However, she did manage to get it together with a ghostwriter to write her memoir, The Woman in Me, which told some really hideous tales and really explained why she is so paranoid and does not trust anyone or anything. Again, we can go through the Justin allegations. Justin and his mother, BT Dubs, his mother was really the only mother who was mothery. You know, Lynn, God bless her, was more of a manager, taking some percentage, you know what I mean? And using Britney to promote her younger daughter, Jamie Lynn, into Hollywood. However, Britney gets with Justin. Justin's mother is loving and wonderful to her. And then Justin breaks up with her after he says, you should have an abortion. And while she has the abortion, he strums a solo guitar, acoustic, in the bathroom with her while she's screaming and crying in pain. Oh my God. What a guy. What a guy. He deserves everything he gets. However, the second Justin breaks it off, Justin's mother breaks it off with her. And we know the rest. She spirals. She meets Kevin Federline. They get married. They have 2 kids. Kevin also uses her for music connections and does his own thing. All right. It's horrible. It reminds us why we loved Britney. All of our hearts went out to her. And then after the publication of this book, she did come out with Tiny Dancer, a remix with Elton John. That was very loving of Elton, gave her some more money and put her back kind of in the spotlight. The problem is, hold on, useless microphone out of the way. I'm going to get so mad at this microphone. might throw it. The problem is then she was truly alone. She had that boyfriend, Paul Solis, the housekeeper's son, the one who reeked of con man, who also had multiple kids, wanted Britney to take care of those kids, wanted to move in and just kind of glom. He was a glommer. And they also got into massive fights. There was this massive fight at the Chateau Marmont where $30,000 worth of damage was done. An ambulance was called because people thought she was having a psychotic break. Not good. Anyway, the good thing that came out of that is she did break up with Paul, unfortunately. She then, however, took to dancing constantly in her house alone for hours in front of a camera. We all saw it on Instagram and we're all just like, oh my God. It was almost like, for me at least, it felt like a little girl trying to be sexy. Do you know what I mean? And it felt icky. It felt wrong. It was just awful. She didn't get it. And then the big blow came. Kevin Federline, to the day that he stopped receiving any money from Britney, all the payments went quiet. He ended up releasing his book, his own memoir, You Thought You Knew. And as I wrote on News Nation and in my Substack, I said, everyone is bracing for the fallout. Oh my God, this is going to kill Britney. And unfortunately, it did. Since then, she has been filmed by bypassers, drinking, getting in a car, driving erratically. And finally, on March 4th, she was pulled over, arrested. Now, listen, there's other issues besides alcohol. We know this. And to be fair, she has battled an addiction to pills, specifically Adderall, for years. And it's not good. At the time the rep came out, her manager, Cade Hudson, gave interviews to the media, said she needs a long overdue change in her life. She realizes she can't go on like this. However, she did go on like that. She was expected to go into treatment almost immediately because, and I've talked about this before, here's the deal. If you get a DUI or you're driving while impaired, the judge, when you go to court, is going to need to see that you take this seriously. And the first step is, of course, getting treatment, going to a facility, going to rehab, you name it. Everyone around Britney was trying to impress on her to do this. All right. Britney was like, no, I can do it by myself. I just want my family, my sons. And her sons did come hang out with her. And it got, frankly, weird AF. She started posting videos of her with Sean and Jaden where one of them is dressed like Michael Jackson. She's dancing all around him in short shorts and a shirt, but at least she's clothed. All right. And then there were scenes on a boat. She did what she likes to do, go to vacation on Mexico on a yacht. And they were there as well. But I said this at the time, it's deeply disturbing. Children are not supposed to be the parents. These kids never really had a mom. They had a stepmom, but as Kevin Federline wrote in his book, they did not want to be around Britney when they were younger because they did not feel safe. He got custody. She was in a conservatorship, but they didn't want to even visit her because at one point the boys told Kevin they would wake up at night and Britney would be there with a knife at the door just staring at them. And that's not comforting. You know what I mean? It's not something that a normal mom does. It doesn't make you feel good. It doesn't make you feel safe. In fact, it makes you want to, what's the word, go home to Hawaii to be with your dad. And for all of the criticism of Kevin, and yes, I've criticized him much over the years, he does seem to have been a pretty good dad, married a woman who's a professor who gave them a stable home. So here they are, their mom's in trouble. They come back. They love their mom. One of them has now changed their last name to Spears. Of course they have. They want to get into the music industry, and Federline ain't going to cut it in the music industry. But again, they're in their early 20s. A guy in his early 20s who's never really been parented by his mom is now trying to parent her or make her feel loved. But he doesn't have the tools in his toolbox to do so. It was interesting because in the past week, all the videos of her and her sons stopped, AKA they had to leave because it got real weird. Meanwhile, I'm calling up her people like, all right, you said she was going to go to treatment. Where is she? Do I need to write yet another story saying she still thinks she's got this? Because the videos with her son started out like this. And then on the yacht, the clothes got skimpier and skimpier. And now Sean Preston and Jaden have often talked about how embarrassed they were by their mother dressing in skimpy clothing. That's your mom. That's not your boo, you know? They ended up leaving, and then here was the last straw. Saturday, she posted these videos. Now, I am told these were old. She hadn't taken them recently. She just uploaded them for fun because for some reason she really just wanted to be shown twirling around in lingerie with her boobs flapping out because they flapped out quite a few times. She posted that, and about an hour later, I am told not only did it get taken down, but she got taken to rehab and / treatment. I'm also told the treatment is not in California. Now, this is a good thing because a lot of the California treatment places, like Promises in Malibu, they all have maids and you don't have to make your own bed. And it's like living in a hotel and you just get to bond with other people going through treatment. And it's kind of like Nick Reiner, who went to Promises Malibu the first time when he was 17 and said he met all his favorite junkies there. And you don't have to do anything. And you'll remember Robert Downey Jr. also went there. And then he ended up going to Hazelden in Minnesota. And he credits that with saving his life. He was like, no, you finally have to take accountability for yourself, even in small things, making your bed, cleaning your space, talking to actual therapists on the regular, but you have to clean up after yourself. Step number 1. The really ritzy places that cost 30 to 50 grand a week, you don't have to do that. It's literally like a 5-star hotel. They cater to you when frankly, you need to learn to cater to yourself. Now, the other thing is really interesting is Mel Gibson. Years back, right before her first conservatorship, Mel Gibson, this is the weirdest thing about Hollywood. Mel Gibson is everyone's kind of like guardian angel if you have drug or alcohol issues. He also tried to help Whitney. With Britney, he randomly showed up at her door and said, hey, you need help. Let's talk about this. And because it was Mel Gibson, Britney listened and then ended up going into the conservatorship. He's not around this time, unfortunately, but I think he also realizes Britney needs to take care of Britney and learn how to parent herself. She clearly was never shown good parenting. God bless Jamie and God bless Lynn. Say what you want about them. I'm sure they tried to do the best they could. Again, they were very young No tools in their toolbox either. And then she became the star and was basically parented by everyone around her who needed something from her and wanted to make a buck off her. The good news is this time she does have a manager who's a good guy. She does have some people around her who really give a shit. Her brother, Brian, and her kids really care. So I'm hoping she's in this treatment center. And now this is also what I'm hearing. It's indefinite. Now it is April 13th. All right. Here's the deal with April 13th. Her court date is May 4th. I am betting she will not be out for it. I am betting they're going to ask either to postpone or have her lawyer show up without her and say she's in treatment right now. So this is what's going on, folks. Thanks for joining me. I know it was a little haphazard. I had one stream, it cut out. Then I have this one, the audio issues. I'm going to get it sorted. It's a new microphone. All right. And again, I'm only 3 months into this YouTube thing on the regular, so you got to help me here. But remember, like, subscribe. So anytime I go on, whether it's scheduled or not, you'll get a ding ding and you'll be able to join me. Also, if you want all the news delivered straight to your inbox, check out my Substack, The Inside Scoop with Paula Froelich. Boop. It's below in the body of the text, in the description. You can just click on it. You don't have to pay. It would be nice if you did, but you don't have to. And this way you'll get all my exclusives, all my breaking news straight to your door. And remember, Wednesday through Sunday, I'm on Mornings in America in News Nation, where I give small updates, but you'll find the whole shebang right here on The Inside Scoop. All right. Thank you, guys. I love you. And I really, really appreciate you. And you know what? Prayers to Britney. Bye, guys.